I didn't give people in their backstories. I didn't tell them what they were doing here and what was going on. So I'm gonna drop that for you guys right now. I'm gonna start off with Johnimals because we were already talking about this earlier. Now, Johnimals, as it says in your backstory, you've actually been tasked with finding out information regarding the legendary pie. And this is by a kingdom nearby. This isn't actually the kingdom that Pillsboro belongs to, but it's part of an opposing kingdom. And you have heard through your network of Gordon Gramsey's victory, and that there was information regarding the legendary pie involved in his victory. And so your best contact to find out more about the pie is in fact through Gordon Gramsey himself. Now, as far as you, Ryan, you've actually been brought to or no, you're still pretty much recovering from having left the cult. This hasn't been too long. However, you started to hear the same news that started to get around and has actually brought Raskunda here. There's been a number of disappearances lately in the city. Bakers and their families, not the entire family, but the occasional member of their family, and the bakers are just like people who deliver goods for the bakers. Just in general, baker affiliated people have been going missing, and it hasn't been a huge rash of disappearance, but it's enough to get an eyebrow raised. And this, of course, brought the attention of the Knights Tempilar. And so you've been taxed on finding out why these people have been disappearing and finding out what's causing it and put a stop to it if there's a problem. You, Ryan, have heard this same information, and you're kind of keeping an eye out for it. But you're more concerned about finding out what happened to your father, given that since you left the cult, there's been no word from him. You might be able to piece together that the cult could be involved. But then again, maybe not. You're not necessarily the swiftest. I'll leave that up to your judgment. And finally, Rorton, you've actually obviously heard the same thing. The Pillsboro Doman himself took you aside and kind of gave you the heads up that some people have been going missing. It wasn't a very long conversation because he basically took a look at you and decided you could handle yourself. He also saw how you baked, so but it is something that you've
rather unique style.
Yeah. It is. So but it is something you're aware of, and you have been told to keep an eye out. So whether you choose to investigate on behalf of your baking brothers or simply wait to see how that turns out is up to you. But we're gonna start off with basically everybody's having come into town for their various reasons. Rorden and I've already forgotten names. Ha ha ha! Because you're not glad. Apur. Yes. Rorden and Apur obviously haven't come into town because you guys live here. So the other two have come to town. And so I'm gonna start off with you, Jonables. How would you go about beginning the task that you have that has been set upon you?
I'd go to that very famous, was it an inn that the competition was held in once? Yeah, yes. I'd start there because I know he was there once.
Well, it won't actually. The inn is just as the rumors have led you to believe. It's an incredible inn. It's also the Guild Bakehouse, and it's easily the largest establishment in town. Pillsboro is in fact known for its baking exports and exploits, being the head of the Bakers Guild for the kingdom. And it's a very refined establishment. very proper people, very very high class, which is why shortly after you get there, it's not very difficult to locate the orc barbarian in the back in the cooking area, where he's currently trying to teach some of the younger chefs how to cook by smashing 2 grapefruits into a bowl. And so thus begins your search. How do you approach him?
Can I try and sneak up behind him?
What is with you and sneaking up? Yes, you can. I'll allow it, but I don't understand why anymore. This is obviously going to be a pose, Zeng. If you could please roll your... it's not insight. What is the perception? Thank you. Really?
Wow.
Oh my goodness, that's brilliant.
I'm actually gonna. You know what?
9.
As much as I'm sure that the rules probably give it to Mamie there for having the higher modifier. I'm just gonna give it to the defender because I think this will be more amusing. So there's this pretty small halfling, maybe like 30 pounds, so like a tenth of your weight, is kind of like sneaking along under the edge of the table and just like circling around behind you. Now, your last encounter with a halfling of this size did not go particularly well. You got kneecapped by a little old halfling lady, and he's not much bigger than her.
So my reaction is to casually launch half of this watermelon at the halfling, like just straight up, like throw it at this.
Okay.
Like, you know.
Can you roll me? I'm gonna say that's probably an athletics check.
Sure.
Actually, no. We'll just make it a straight strength because it's a throwing weapon at that point.
Well, it would still be 8.
Okay.
Because I don't.
What
have
is
proficiency.
your AC is like 14, right?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna say unless you're raging and you get advantage, I'm not gonna let you hit him with the water.
No, it's fine. It's more like to sort of throw it and kind of get the attention that I notice that they're there.
So
if you're gonna turn up late, at least have the decency to announce yourself. Now take a fucking seat.
now, Jonables, that watermelon goes sailing very close to your head, and it's very like the half hits the bottom of the table next to you, and as it slides down, it kind of looks like a silhouette of your head that's been implanted into the table, and it just kind of slowly drips down. It's very ominous, and it seems as though you might want to listen to the Mad Baker.
Jesus Christ, man! All right. I guess I'll go sit down and take an apron.
So I'm just going to carry on. Like, I guess I'm making some of, I don't know what we would make, like a sorbet. Fuck it, we'll go with a sorbet. And so, you know, I'm just going to like mash, like with the watermelon, once it's crushed into the bowl, I'm just going to start punching it into the bowl, you know, and then you want to pound it hard so that it's nice and mushy.
Now, most of the people in this establishment look really, really alarmed. Like they're trying not to. They're really trying to like intensely focus. This is the man who won the bake-off. They're not very good actors because most of them have never seen, like, because these are all high-class individuals, most of them are trying not to look terrified and run. There are, however, a couple of women who are gathered around. They're not actually chefs, but they're in the back kind of like watching on, and they are very socially aware, so they are they're falling over themselves at the blatant innuendo that the baker doesn't realize that he's making, and they are just beside themselves right now. Whether that's genuine or not, you'd probably be a better guess at that than Rorden would be, but they know what they're doing. So are you going to take another shot at trying to win over Rorden, or are you just going to kind of sit back and watch the show at this point?
I'm going to take part in the show. Like, I want to act as one of his students at the moment.
Okay.
Obviously we need sugar, right? For a sorbet. That
Of
goes
course.
in. Yeah. So you want to get a good fistful and mash that into the juices. So is it not only mushy, it's sweet. And I don't know what
Wow.
Before this goes any further, because I'm truly not sure what is about to take place here on this channel, and I'm not sure that this is going to be allowed on Twitch for much longer. I'm gonna throw it over to Riskunda and ask us. So, what, as the representative of the Nemps Pemtylar. So
that sounds like some kind of like stomach soothing thing.
Then Tyler, for all your fucking achy stomach needs.
All right, Glad. As a representative of the I quit. I'm done.
45 minutes of sleep does.
Of the
I'm calling the beat for that.
What is your first course of action for the investigation?
My first course of action is to get a drink, because who wants to operate sober? I mean, come on, let's face it. Who wants to do that? So I'm going to look for the drink.
It is well known that all investigations occur better at an inn. Just look for the guy with the exclamation point. Let's be all real here. So you will actually you will find the same building that that Mamie does. As I said, it is one of the largest buildings in town, and is definitely the most popular. And so you will arrive to start witnessing the same show where there is an orc punching a watermelon into submission and currently grinding the heel of his hand into the bowl with the sugar. The bowl is shattered, by the way. The bowl is gone, and so it's just like it's pieces of like marble and clay and sugar and watermelon. It's all just like going into this like glassy shard paste. Nobody's able to replicate this, but they're all doing their damnedest. And so you see this as you walk in and take a seat at the bar. It's really hard to miss this because, most people here are human or elf. So they're like, 6 foot-ish, and the orc is nearly 7 feet tall. You, in fact, get a couple of glances on your way in, Glad, being the dragonborn that you are, and the only one in the entire room that is taller than the orc. You get quite a few glances on your way in. However, you have the refined mail, you have the crest of the Knights Tempilar, and you've got the winged crest on the other breastbone. So like you're very refined, very dignified, very contrasting to the orc baker in the back. And so while a couple of people give you a couple of glances and they seem uncertain, they quickly seem at ease around you. And so your path to the bar is mostly unimpeded. And that'll give you a clear line of sight to the performance going on. And perhaps even more, or just as out of place as the orc is the little halfling that's like on 3 stools, doing his best to punch a watermelon, which is about as hilarious as the orc punching the watermelon, truly. What do you do upon witnessing this show?
I look over and I just say, "Whoa! This is a startling What are you doing to that watermelon? Good sir! Good sir, what are you doing?" And I just shake my head and order as much alcohol as I possibly can.
Actually, no, I'll leave that to Zhang to respond first.
So I'll kind of be like making it into this like structure as best I can, right? Because it's just the bowl's fucked. I'm kind of just like, right, fine. And it's like, I'll look up. I'm making a sorbet.
What you're making is a royal mess, good sir. That's a disgrace.
No one asked your opinion.
I gave it anyway.
I'm in the middle of a lesson. If you'd kindly bugger off.
I will, as soon as you stop teaching them to break your cooking utensils while cooking. Happily.
I don't see the Baker's Guild tabs on your clothing.
I am of the Knights Templar. You will fucking listen.
They're not part of the guild, are they? Like,
they're not. They're affiliated with the church, but not with the baking guild.
Like, yeah. So no actual cooking element to it. It's just
no. They're hunters of evil baked goods, basically.
Okay. If I want help on my next watermelon hunt, I know where to come to ask. Next time, however, leave the cooking to the chefs. And I'll kind of nod to like the rosette that I have for like the first place in the Pillsborough Bake Off, kind of like it could be like something he's done himself, just like loosely scribbled.
No, there's like you got basically a ribbon. So you absolutely could have made like a badge out of the ribbon.
Sure.
It's like one of those fair ribbons, like first prize. Like you could have made a badge out of that easily.
Yeah. So I'll kind of just indicate that it does say like first place, national champion or something along those lines.
Pillsborough champion, yeah.
Pillsborough.
Now I'm gonna interrupt you for 1 second, Ryan. You've had no luck so far today finding your father. As it turns out, he's not hiding in trash cans, and nor is he hiding behind any dumpsters. So, like, you're really not sure where to go at this point. So you stop in as one is wont to do. You stop into the tavern because there's a lot of really nice people there. Nice people are very helpful. And so hopefully the nice people will help you. I almost feel bad for giving you the slow character. I should have given this to Jonables just out of spite, but so you show up in the middle of this argument between a dragonborn and an orc. Now you've been here a long time, and the people here are really nice to you. Like they love you here. They really do. And so you immediately notice when two people are arguing, especially when they are both 7 foot tall. So what do you do when you see these two individuals arguing basically across the inn from each other, just shouting at each other? I can't hear you, Ryan. I broke it. At least it's not me this time.
You self-muted in Discord?
He is. Didn't you download the client?
We can resolve that in top of the hour if
Yeah, so just for the moment, Ryan, could you just unmute on Zoom and we'll talk on that for now, and then we'll fix up your Discord in like 20 minutes when we get to top of the hour. Yes. It's all right. Technical problems happened. Oh, hold on. The audience can't hear. Can we get a check on that? Okay, so let's actually This is going to be pretty early. We'll take the top of the hour. Echoing.
Yeah, it's only us that will hit that. Ryan, if you jump out and jump back in, that fixes it. But you need to make sure if you're using the browser that have that focused for now, and because we're just doing dialogue anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah, let's take the top of the hour now. We'll get this all ironed out. It's a little bit early, but I'm pretty sure that everybody will be okay to run through a little bit over an hour for the second segment. Hold on just a sec, Ryan. So who needs to take a break here so that like if they need to go get a water, get a drink,
I don't
the same fucking thing, go to the washer.
I could do with a break.
All right, so it looks like it's just gonna be Riskunda, Zhang. I assume you're okay. I'm gonna take a step.
I'm fine.
I'm fine. I'll be here.
All right, so the three of them are gonna stick around while we figure out what the tech problems are, and we'll be back in just 3 to 5 minutes to keep this going.